trying to get free, does so, and there it is! A perfect half for Kyrie Irving! 20 points!
After all the major drama going on in the NBA, there is Kyrie Irving and Lakers trade rumors as well. Now, maybe the origin of the rumor was Kevin Durant when he requested the trade, but in the end, he stayed in his place. So stay tuned because we are going to discuss it all today. Let's get started. Other than a few new signings in free agency, the Los Angeles Lakers have not made any major moves this offseason. There were some big rumors that they would try to trade for Kyrie Irving, who looked likely to leave after Kevin Durant expressed his desire to be moved out. The Lakers believe that Irving would be great with LeBron James, which makes sense considering they led the Cleveland Cavaliers to a championship together back in 2016. From 2015 to 2017, James and Irving led Cavaliers to demolish the Eastern Conference, compiling a 36-5 record in the Eastern Conference playoffs during that 3-year stretch. The duo played in 3 consecutive NBA Finals, ultimately winning it all in 2016. Though they were only able to capture 1 championship together, it is hard to imagine too many duos that provided as many highlights in a 3-year span, punctuated by their combined 82-point magnum opus in Game 5 of the 2016 NBA Finals. Actually, James was open to the idea of joining with Irving again, and it seemed like only a matter of time until a deal got completed. He knows Irving's capabilities of when he's fully engaged on the court. He appears pretty ready to deal with any conflicts he might end up having with Irving in order to capture another championship. And since we mentioned conflicts, LeBron James was actually amazed at Irving's immaturity during their time together with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Alex Schiffer, Sam Amick, and Joe Vardon of The Athletic looked at Irving's situation with the Nets and possible move to the Lakers, pointing out the guard's past relationship with James. As for LeBron and the Lakers, where this whole conversation began, Irving privately and publicly apologized to James for being such a pain in the rear towards him when they were in Cleveland together. There were all kinds of resentment from Kyrie and his camp toward LeBron, and James was blown away by Irving's immaturity. But James has always respected Kyrie's game, and he knows how good of a pairing they are together. LeBron knows he needs playmakers and shooters around him. Russell Westbrook is kinda neither now. Certainly isn't the latter, and I to this day do not get why LeBron thought Westbrook would be a good pairing for him, wrote Vardon. Now, following their 2017 NBA Finals loss to the Golden State Warriors, who had added Kevin Durant that previous offseason, Irving decided to leave the King. He requested a trade, and Cleveland granted him his wish by sending him to the Boston Celtics. Following the deal, Irving discussed his reasoning for wanting out. He also revealed that he did not talk to James before speaking to the Cavs front office. "I'm not here to go at any particular person or the organization because I have nothing but love for Cleveland. It comes at a time when you mature as an individual. It is time to make that decision. There is no looking back from that standpoint. There is no time to figure out how to save someone's feelings when ultimately you have to be selfish in that and figuring out what you want to do. I want to be extremely happy in perfecting my craft, and that was the only intent that I have in all of this," Irving said. "I had to call LeBron and tell him I apologize for being that young player that wanted everything at his fingertips. I wanted to be the guy that led us to a championship. I wanted to be the leader. I wanted to be all that," Irving expressed his ambitions. On the I Am Athlete podcast, he talked about his reasonings again. "I asked for a trade because I was looking for something different. I was a man of my word when I went to the organization. I sat the higher-ups down and said, look, I know y'all have future plans, tell me right now. They told me their future plans. I said, look, this isn't for me. Shared that with them. Didn't get a chance to talk to Bron before the media ended up coming out and saying that I asked for a trade. I had the conversation that needed to be had with the organization, and then I was going to have it with Bron. But as soon as I got over to China, boom. Now it's Bron's tempted to do this, and Kyrie's saying this about this. That's not the image I want to create. Me and him never had beef like that." So Irving is expected to find his way onto the Lakers at some point, but it may not be this offseason. Irving has reportedly warmed up to the idea of spending the 2022-2023 season with Brooklyn and has been practicing with his teammates and communicating with the Nets organization throughout the offseason. All-star Kyrie Irving also opted into his $37 million player option, committed to the 2022-2023 season in Brooklyn, and sources with knowledge of the situation say he has been working out with teammates and holding constructive dialogue with the organization this offseason. Brooklyn has made clear to interested teams that they plan to keep the 7-time All-Star, according to sources. The Athletic Shams Charania reported. Now, as we said, it's pretty logical that the trading rumors would start after Durant's initial move, but Kevin rescinded his request and will now stay put, paving the way for Kyrie to also remain in New York. Alex Schiffer said, "You talk to people over in Los Angeles, they still feel really like Kyrie is coming to them next year. I'm curious to see how that goes over with recent events." As of now, the only viable way for the Lakers to get their hands on Irving would be to clear enough cap space to sign him as a free agent next summer after his current contract expires. But Schiffer thinks there still may be a chance the Lakers trade for Irving in a few months. I've wondered still, if the Nets season goes by the wayside with Kyrie as an attractive rental piece to someone at the deadline, do they swap a deal to get assets back for him? I don't necessarily think today's news puts it off the table, Schiffer speculated. Well, the LA Lakers might have been waiting for the Nets to make a potential Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving swap, but it appears that a potential trade is off the table for now, as Shams Charania reports that the Nets have made it clear that Irving is off the table. Of course, this could just be an attempt at leverage by the Nets, and if the team does trade Kevin Durant, it still opens the door for a potential Kyrie Irving trade. In fact, the Nets would be better off trading Irving to the only team that actually wants him, but it appears they are being stubborn. Actually, the Lakers can't afford to sit around and wait any longer, as it is time for the team to explore a replacement for Westbrook. The most hyped and talked about alternative for LA has been a package for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Indiana reportedly already denied an offer from LA with just one pick, so a second pick would have to be attached. While it might not be a lot to send for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, it makes the Lakers much better, as it adds a much-needed dynamic to the team while also getting rid of the biggest issue on the roster. The title window won't last forever, and the Lakers might as well go all in. That is especially true considering that this trade could help the Lakers get Kyrie Irving down the line. While Kyrie likely won't be a Laker this summer, making a trade now with the Pacers could help facilitate a trade with Brooklyn in 6 months, if things collapse. There already aren't any teams that want to trade for Kyrie. What makes the Nets think that will change in 6 months? If Irving wants out in February, then the only team that is going to be calling is the Los Angeles Lakers. Sure, the Lakers could take the same approach by just keeping Westbrook around, but the Nets would then be taking on more money in return. At that rate, Brooklyn might as well just buy Irving out. This package at least has some value for the Nets. So what do you think about Kyrie Irving's trade rumors? Where do you think he belongs the most? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below.